Welcome back to Turner Talks. This is the third episode of the podcast. I'm joined today with Emile Mackney, my co-host for this evening, and special guest Lottie Musson.
Hi.
You alright, Emile?
How'd you do?
Right then. Should we just crack into some subjects straight away, keep things going?
Please do.
So I asked Cameron Lottie in the first episode about Shamima Begum.
Oh yeah.
I want to know your take on the whole situation.
Okay. So, my opinion would be that she was born in the UK. I know she's now had her citizenship revoked, but she was born in the UK, so she used to be a UK citizen. She can't be stateless. This is what I've been informed from my dad, so if any of this is wrong, that's his fault. She can't be stateless, like as a human you can't be. So I think we should allow her back into the UK and then try her for any crimes that she has committed.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you think that, the government, I'll say the government, but people dealt with her with like unjust
Yeah,
tendencies?
I think a lot of the stuff that people were saying was an attack on like the way she looked
Yeah.
and stuff. I thought, well, that's just not appropriate because it's irrelevant to the point, and it's just very unempathetic. Not, I get that.
Why should we be empathetic? She joined a terror group.
She was. This is my other point. She was 15. She was groomed online by them and radicalised. There should be steps in place to prevent that from happening.
Who should do that? Home Office?
Yeah.
Make steps to that?
The government. They have introduced Prevent, haven't they? But
Yes.
it just clearly did not work. So, it's just something that needs to be worked on. And I just think, I get why people are unempathetic, unsympathetic towards her, but she was groomed online, radicalised. She just needs to be de-radicalised, brought back, and then tried for any crimes that she's committed. She's still very young, so...
But now that she's joined that terror group, surely the crimes which she has committed would be on the terror crime chart. I don't know what I'm talking about, but she would go straight to prison and to prison for most of her life, and her child would grow up
crime
with.
She's sentenced to. Also, her
Most
child,
likely, that would be the highest rate.
But murderers don't stay in prison for their whole life necessarily.
No, I'm not saying the whole life, but a significant part.
Okay, yeah. Well, then so be it. Do you know what I mean? But her child should be able to come back to the UK and be looked after and protected. And also, I think everyone says she comes across as very cold in her interviews and she doesn't care. But if she outrightly is like, ISIS is awful, while she's staying in that camp, who knows what could happen to her? She has to please everyone.
Could that not just be a ploy to get her back inside the country in order to commit more crime?
Well, if she gets back inside the country, I don't think she's going to be going anywhere without police watching her.
Yeah, okay. Could there be just a part of it where just let her child inside the country and let her keep out?
But then you're separating a child and a mother, which could be a bit harsh.
But would you allow that if she consented to it?
Well, I couldn't really allow any of it because I don't have any power.
But if you did,
If you had the choice.
If I had the child, well, I think her child should be looked after and shouldn't be growing up on a refugee camp because no one should. So yeah, if her child could come home and be safe, I'd very much support that.
Would you say that people are wrong when they're like, I hate her, she's a terrorist, she shouldn't be able to go anywhere, she should stay in the camp? Can you see what they mean?
I can completely see their point of view, because when I first was reading about it, I felt like lots of the comments, I was like, well, that does make sense. And I was thinking, but typically the people who are saying it, I normally wouldn't agree with their views.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I felt like I didn't know enough about the situation to form an opinion. So then I was looking into it a bit more, and I can definitely see where they're coming from. Because obviously, if someone from a terrorist group wants to come back to where you live, it is a bit why would you do that? But I don't know. I think it's about legally you can't be stateless, so she does need to be
somewhere.
A citizen somewhere.
Yeah.
So, and she was born in the UK.
Coming back to the original point of grooming, whose fault do you think it was that she was initially groomed? Do you think it was her fault, her parents' fault, or the government and their in itself?
Wait, do you know who she was groomed by? I haven't really done much research into this, I just know her name.
Well,
really.
ISIS.
But they groomed her online.
Yeah, that's how she was radicalised to join the group.
Oh. Right. So she was convinced through a laptop to
Not necessarily a laptop, but they have people inside the country as vicars, as people of high status, teachers.
I'm learning this as you guys are talking about it, pretty much.
Well, this is like linking to whether media causes crime or not, or does it just allow crime to happen? Do you know what I mean? Radicalising people, fundamentalist groups, is that happening because of the media, or is the media allowing that to happen? I wouldn't say, oh, it's her parents' fault. She was 15. She should be allowed the freedom to go on her laptop and, you know, not be permanently controlled. But then to say it's the government's fault, that would mean a lot of high security, being able to view people's private documents, which could stop radicalisation.
Yeah.
But it's an invasion of privacy, so it's a hard balance to find. Mm-hmm.
So, final point: should she be allowed in the country or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I have one more question.
Okay.
How different do you think the circumstances would be if it was a man, and let's say he had a son rather than the mother and the daughter?
Who's that? Oh,
Like if instead of Shimon Begum, it was a guy.
She's had a boy.
Yeah, but I know. But if it's
she
like
was a man,
and a son,
would she be treated differently? So
yeah,
if she was a man,
I think she would be treated differently. I think people would have even less. Well,
sympathy towards her.
Yeah, there's no sympathy towards her, to be honest. Yeah. But I think if it's a man, people would. It's almost like, oh, she's I guess from what I'm saying, it's not her fault. She got completely brainwashed. But then if it's a man, he might be held slightly more accountable for that. Like, he decided that he wanted to go and fight. But my argument towards that is that she was 15 and was married off to a 23, 4-year-old, someone quite a lot older than her. It's like...
But in those cultures, they do that for protection against others in the community. So I think, so you're coming under my married name, so therefore no others in the community will rape you, or etc. If it was just a man...
member of ISIS.
If it was just a man, singular, no children, should we let him back in, even though he's been groomed?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I would say yes, but I mean, I don't mean let them back in and be like.
I understand that. I understand that. I'm just trying to put it in the simplest view for our listeners.
You insinuating, what are you saying about them?
No, I'm joking.
Wow. Basically, I think they should be allowed back and then tried for any crimes.
I think that's pretty fair.
I mean, legally, I think that's the correct steps to take.
And she would have the police constantly on her back, so it's not she can get away with stuff.
She wouldn't just land in Heathrow and be able to
see you guys.
out.
Well, such a high-profile case in the media would definitely attract a lot of
like that
police
man
attention.
with the guy who had the hook for a hand.
I don't know.
Captain Hook.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah, leader of ISIS. Yeah.
Wow, that was a very strong opening.
Thank you. What can I say?
Both of you are amazing. Why is my stomach making so many noises? No, that was good.
Hungry?
Hopefully the microphone won't pick up Louis' tummy rumbling.
Yeah,
but,
hopefully not. Let's
so lucky to
move
have
towards
kids in
something more kind of positive. What's everyone's plans for our 3A levels? What's everyone doing?
I'm going on holiday at the minute twice, hopefully another one as well.
Where to?
I'm going to Wales.
Yeah.
Right after...
What? The sheep.
Oh, right, of course.
that was good.
Nice. So Wales at the end of June, and then in September I'm going to Corsica.
Where's that?
It's like, I'm going to sound silly. I think it's an island near Italy. It's near Sardinia, but it's French owned.
Oh, nice.
As the geographer in the group, I can confirm that is correct.
Who would you be going with?
To Corsica?
Yeah.
Joe and Dean, my mum and dad.
And then Wales the same?
No, Wales is a group of us, so Minnie, Nushki, Katie, Ollie,
nice.
Tom and Tom.
What, like a little beach trip?
Just a little holiday.
Oh my god.
Why? Are you hungry?
No, I'm full. I'm really full.
Jesus, for those of you who didn't hear that, Louis'
rumbling
tummy just
ASMR.
made a huge noise, which put us off track there.
Emile, are you considered being a news presenter?
No. I think I have many talents, but I definitely think my future will go towards the police services, army, etc. As many of you know, I mean, I have thoughts about being a teacher, not a news presenter, but I mean, it could be. I will think about that.
I'm glad
Thank you,
you'll
Lottie.
take that into consideration.
You're not doing an EPQ, are you, Lottie?
Oh, no.
What's yours about, Emile?
Yes, I am doing an EPQ.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
It's about criminology, isn't it? It's crime-based.
Mm.
You mentioned it to me before. I do know what it's about. Would you like to...
Is crime inevitable?
Mm-hmm.
That is the main question, and I won't ramble on with this because I know many of you don't want to or already know about our work here, but it's focused about crime, a functionalist viewpoint, and if crime is inevitable in our capitalist society.
Have you only done it from functionalist viewpoint, or have you done?
No,
other
I've done it
things?
from social control, Hishiri, a combination, but. In the end, yes, crime is inevitable, but that doesn't
is that what you
mean that our listeners can go out and rob shops willy nilly.
No, you have free will.
Yeah, yes, that's correct.
Crime is inevitable, but it's not. Would you argue that it's not like, oh, that baby is definitely going to go and commit crime? It's just inevitable that
Tell
crime is
straight
rooted in
away.
society.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's quite a complex view, and for
Oh,
those of
we
you
can
who would
understand.
like to buy my EPQ, it's retailing at $5.99 from all all retailers. No, but yeah, it's interesting, but very complicated at the same time. Yes.
So like after our summer, you going to go to uni, Lottie?
I am planning on going to university.
Where to?
I want to go to Birmingham, ideally, but they haven't gotten back to me yet, so who knows where
Really?
I'll end up. It's because the course I've applied for is really small. Not to brag, but I just went for it. Yeah, it's a small course, so they haven't replied.
What course is it?
Psychology.
Oh, that's a really small course.
I want to get the name right. It's psychology. I want with psychological professional. Let me check it.
What, for Birmingham individually?
Yeah, I've applied most places for a 4-year course where I have professional placement.
4 years.
But the Birmingham one's 4 years, but it's not a bachelor's, it's a master's, and it's the professional placement is specifically within clinical psychology.
Nice
I
one.
think.
And then after uni,
I
you would go
want-
on to.
Well, so I want to do this master's and then do a PhD in clinical, and then I would like to work in a hospital. I don't know. I don't know whether I'd want to be on a mental health ward or if I'd want to work. So some clinical psychologists work with like cancer patients to help them rehabilitate, or amputees get a lot of work with psychology, and it's like you use their sort of cognitions and psychological abilities. Stop laughing at me.
I'm not laughing.
To treat phantom pains that
Yeah.
they get, you can use psychology to treat that, which is quite interesting.
That sounds really interesting. It doesn't seem like it's like such a difficult thing to get into either, where it's not a very, what's the word, populated market for it.
No, but with mental health not necessarily on the rise, but with more people aware of mental
There's
health.
more
There's more of
awareness.
a push towards getting mental health professionals into the system and getting it treated.
Does the IUH have one, like a mental health ward? Or
Yeah,
not?
everywhere will do. Most large hospitals have.
Which is becoming slowly or gradually getting there and constructing one. Or does IUH have one now
Yeah, I think
already
I'm
you
pretty
can
sure.
go to?
Yeah, most hospitals will do.
Yeah,
Um,
but they will be very small.
Yeah, it's not exactly.
Very small. I mean, there's few beds available now. If you're looking for a bed, mental health wise, it's
You're not
you
going
know-
to find one.
Well,
It's psychology and psychological practice. There you go. That's the name of it.
Nice.
Emile,
don't point at me,
Sorry.
please.
can we talk about politics?
You go for it.
Because I'm interested, Emile, because you just said you'd considered teaching,
Yes.
and you're complaining about the fact that there's not enough beds in a hospital.
I'm
You're saying
not.
that's not a good thing, is it?
It's not a good thing.
But
no.
then I would say your political views align with parties that aren't interested in putting their funding there. I just find that interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what?
Well, I would say right now I'm more of a conservative viewpoint, even though I would prefer a occupation in the public sector. That would mean me getting less of a wage in the long run.
And you're all about the money.
You know me. But yeah, I don't know why I feel this way. I think it's just how I've been brought up. Both my parents are Labour supporters.
Yeah, this
so
is what I find interesting. Because I believe your parents are teachers, both of them.
That's correct, yeah.
So I just find that interesting that I find very much that my parents' political views like have influenced mine. I have my own opinions and different opinions to them, but again, I'm not that different to them in what I believe, which just find interesting.
It could be the fact that I don't want to associate myself with my parents or stuff like
Ooh,
that.
ouch.
Really?
Yeah, they just.
Before you,
Well,
you sure you want to talk about this?
Yeah. I like
I
to see
parents.
I like to see myself as more of an independent person, and I like to disassociate myself
So
with
a slight rebellion.
But you still love them.
Yeah, I mean, love's a strong word, but
I'm guessing that's a joke.
You're very much more independent. You don't want to rely on someone else to help you.
no, I very much like to be independent. Yeah, that's probably why my career path has been chosen. So I go to university, I'm by myself. I go to the army, I'm also by myself, but I'm in a separate thing, so I'm not going back home and relying on my parents.
I'm excited to see how your flatmates react to you as a person.
Yeah, if they mess up my my fridge, God,
it's game over.
hell's going to break
They're
loose.
going to steal your stuff.
Yeah.
They'll steal your pans, and you'll be like, "Who's done this?" Like
God.
march in, citizens arrest.
Yeah. Thyme, oregano, that's just going to go out the window.
Oh, you will not be seasoning your food.
It kind of makes me excited to be able to go off in my own kitchen. Well, not my own kitchen, but share a kitchen with people and be able to make my own meals and have that responsibility and the choice.
Responsibility is
it's
key.
expensive.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to be like a super noodles. I have that all the time, but I'll just feel gross. But then,
What about that healthy lifestyle?
yeah, it gets expensive.
You want to go to Bournemouth, don't you?
Bournemouth is my firm choice.
Wow.
It's been made. Yeah.
Have you spoken about this already on the
I haven't
on
actually.
the Turner Talks?
No, I said it briefly in the first one, but no one knows about what I want to do.
Oh, do you want to take the
Give
floor?
them a little. Yeah. So I'm going to go to Bournemouth University as of September of this year, 2019, and I'm going to study film and cinematography, and it's very exciting. 3-year course. I got an unconditional offer there and a scholarship, which is really good.
And a scholarship
Wow.
If I get my target grades, I get £1,000 off each year. It goes in my pocket,
Wow.
which will help me make healthy meals.
Yes.
That's the plan.
Healthy.
But yeah, no, it really excites me. Lottie is actually a common, what's the word? Makes a common appearance in my media work. We just filmed a music video the other day together, which is very good.
I'm a talented actress, what can I say?
Yeah. Yeah, Lottie's helped me get to the point where I feel like proud enough to kind of put my work out there.
Really,
And
you're so kind.
I tweeted about how I want to win an Oscar one day, and Lottie sent me a very nice message about how proud she is of me.
I am.
I mean, an exchange of kind words. That's what it was.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
It was very nice.
As a subscriber to your YouTube channel, I can say that all of Louis' videos are of the top quality.
Is that because I'm in them or because Louis makes them?
Sure.
Yeah, I think when I look at other channels that have more subscribers than I do, I'm only on like 265, I think, at the moment, but my production quality is a lot higher than
it's
what
what
you
I think it's
expect.
just because you don't have your name out there. You might not have as many. Like
Yeah.
your viewers are just secreted into just this school or just your family.
Yeah,
and
I
friends.
invest more time and effort into kind of my gear rather than kind of getting
But that's
myself.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
and in the long term, that will benefit you greatly.
Yeah, like I bought
You're
this because I know I'm
investing in
gonna make it
yourself.
back. When I do kind of promotional work for companies, I made two videos a few weeks back for Drug Fam, and I had to make a video for them to apply for a £50,000 grant, and I was responsible for the outcome.
Did they pay you?
I got paid 80 quid for the work. It was like 4 hours editing and filming, which is pretty
That's
solid.
quite good.
But I'm yet to know about whether the National Lottery Fund have accepted it. And that's kind of my first big
That's
kind
really
of gig
exciting.
when it comes to that. And it was I had to make my first invoice.
Oh,
That was quite exciting. I charged £10 an hour for filming and editing.
yeah, I think that was fair.
You know, and I always think if I give more than what they're asking me to give,
Yeah, that's always a
Then
great
they'll be
point.
like,
and then you get
do
the responses of people coming
They'll
back.
tell others. Be
if
like,
they
oh,
ask
this
for
guy
10
who did this,"
photos, I give them 15.
You know, just a
That kind
little
of
bit
thing.
extra.
Yeah,
Or you could just piss them off and give them 15, 5 more than they wanted. But no,
yeah.
definitely.
I don't think people would take it like that.
I think for what I want to
this
do,
guy.
What's he doing?
I have to follow quite an independent path as well.
Do you want to do freelance work?
Well, for now, freelance work is like the best I can do.
Yeah.
And I hope to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Also in school as
Because it gets me a bit of money.
Exactly.
And I love doing it too. I think after I finish my uni course, what I want to do now is try and get into like a studio or like a production company, and I'll work my way up and prove what I can do as I go along. I can't wait to go to uni and be around people that like the same stuff as me. So I'm very much. I do. There's big film class, but no one's as into it and like making it as me.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel a bit like I'm the one that's known to be making films. I want to be like in a group of people and like work
Like
with
where
them.
everyone, and you can
Definitely.
bounce ideas
off each
Yeah.
other's, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
Great minds
Lottie
think
helps me
alike.
make decisions in my work because it's just me. Yeah, I don't
It
really.
is just you.
I make what only I can think of. So it's
Yeah,
just being around those kind of people in a creative space really excites me.
that's good.
It's something
That's
to
it.
look forward to.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I
I'm really
bet.
excited. I think I'm going to get really emotional though
When you leave.
when I leave this school.
Yeah, same. I'm going to cry on Leavers Day. Also, I'm not going to be drinking alcohol on Leavers Day.
Where's that?
I'm joking, I will.
Oh,
And I
right.
think that'll make me cry more. So,
Oh yeah. If we all look at how we came in and how we're coming out, we're all completely different. Yeah, we came into this.
I
It's
came to this
broken
school.
us.
I mean, all my brothers went to Ralph Allen in Bath, and the reason that I specifically went to this school was because of the drama department.
I find this really funny.
Really?
My mum was really into sort of me going into a drama background occupation, and in year 8, if it hadn't have been for Mr. Evans, our old PE teacher, I asked him, "Oh, sir, is it all right if I join the rugby team?" And he was, "Yeah, give it a go." And since I joined there, second row, joined Corsham RFC, now onto Avonvale, into the county final this weekend of the Wiltshire and Dorset. So hopefully we can win that against Wimborne.
And that's how it all started.
Yeah,
So
that was
asking
how it all
Mr. Evans to
started.
play.
So if Mr. Evans hadn't have said that, then I could be a dancer, an
Wow.
actor. I could be like Lottie, starring in your
I can imagine you
videos.
as someone like
You're
that,
very
like an actor.
theatrical.
If he hadn't have said yes, then I could have been a news presenter.
I know.
So that was.
How did your parents? How do they feel about you?
Oh, they were
doing
quite
sports
open.
thing?
But,
Yeah.
they're quite
Supportive of it.
supportive of whatever I would really want to do.
Would they rather have you done the drama, or are they happy either way?
You'll have to ask them.
Get them on it too.
I mean, my mum. Probably yeah. She'd be. Oh yeah, you'd be a new George Clooney or something like that. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, good one, Mum.
But I mean, I suppose all parents are. But yeah, they're very supportive and open to what I want to do. So
That's
it's always a
nice.
positive.
Do you feel some sort of pressure to become what your parents have?
Oh,
Wait to be on
no.
that.
Not at
They're
all.
like, Lottie, you do you.
Literally.
Aye.
You do you. You do whatever you want to do. I said to my mum, I was like, I'd quite like to just do like a little job as like a secretary where I don't require like any qualifications, just work in like a nice little office. And she was like, if that'll make you happy, do that. And I was like, Joe, you're my hero.
You're the one.
Why do you call your parents by their first names and
I wanna get into
not by
this.
mum and dad?
Well, it started off as like my brother when he was little, because my dad would always call my mum, he's like Joanna, Joe, or he's like Joe, like, do you know what I mean? He just says her name all the time. He never would be like, oh, mum, because you know when kids are young, mum and dad call each other mum and dad.
Yeah.
They just didn't really do that. So then my brother Ben, would always say to mum, he'd be like on Christmas Day, he was opening presents, he'd be like, is it Roly, Joe? Is it Roly? And he'd always say, oh, Dino, why did all the dinosaurs die? All this stuff. So he just always used their first names. Then when I was born, I called them Mummy and Daddy, I think. But then I started calling my dad Bino, and then I called him Dean, and now I call him Dino.
Yeah.
Don't really know how that one started.
Beano, a great set of comic books.
Yes, I think we were talking about them, and I just decided that was what I was going to call him. And then I just call my mum Joe to everyone else. But then when I call her Mummy when I'm chatting to her. I'm like, Mummy, can you do this for me? But yeah, just there's not that much of a reason.
Do your parents call each other like honey or babe? Or is that not?
No, it's very
Hey.
strict in the Musson household. It's
I don't think so. No, they're like
No.
Joe, Dean.
Yeah.
Just what about you guys? They have pet names for each other.
I don't get babe, but Simon gets called babe by mum
Aww,
or hubby.
hubby.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That's it. Mum just gets Tanya.
Sonia.
Okay, now. We got a new oven yesterday.
Wow.
It's pretty exciting. Our old one just doesn't work.
So you did need a new one.
Yeah, we
Wow.
did.
I get called Me in the Mackney household.
Me.
Me.
Why?
That's my name because it's like Emile. It's Me. That's my name.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's Me. Tea's ready.
Oh.
So yeah, that's a fact that no one knew. So,
No, wow. That is very exciting to find out.
So you said about you doing the rugby, and is that your main way of staying fit, would you say?
Yeah.
You do walking as well, don't you?
I do walking. So as many people know, I each year I do 10 Tours, which is a walking event which ranges from 35, 45 and 55 miles over Dartmoor. Last year I did it with Otto, Cameron, and I really enjoy walking. It's a way of just releasing any sort of built up
Anger.
anything sort of thing, because you're out in the countryside, especially Dartmoor, which I really like 'cause it's so bleak, the landscape there, and I just really like it because that's not the most sort of intense exercise, but it's the more therapeutic exercise which I enjoy.
Yeah.
But on top of that, yoga is quite therapeutic.
Oh, yoga's great.
Every Monday, which Louis and I do, along with many others, including Otto, Piolo, Cameron. Shout out to all of those.
I never told them about yoga. Oh no, we did talk about yoga. Yeah, because they put it on their personal statements. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I rarely go to the gym nowadays because I do all my exercise. I don't. To be fair, actually, I don't do that much exercise. I used to go swimming a couple of times with you and Cameron, but really, I should have a really good metabolic rate. That's just me.
Blessed.
But no, but
Pretty
physiologically, I am blessed.
Yeah.
If I don't say so
Not to
myself.
toot my own horn.
What about
But,
you, Lottie? What do you do to keep yourself in shape?
I go to the gym
Yeah.
twice a week, Mondays and Fridays, but this week I'm actually going tomorrow morning at 7 in the morning.
Jesus.
I have to be up by like 5:30.
At Springfield Gym.
No, I go to one down the road in Box.
Oh, nice.
That's very expensive, is it not?
I don't pay for it personally.
Oh, right.
So I wouldn't know. My parents facilitate that one.
Yeah.
I've been going since I was in year 7, so.
Now,
Wow.
little birdie told me that you've been given some new exercises to try out. Can you comment on that?
I can comment on that, as I'm sure everyone's delighted to hear. I've been to see a physiotherapist because my back hurts. And not my lower back, my upper back. And he clicked my back. Amazing. That was really fun. And then I've been given one of them bands. Do you know what I mean? Stretch bands.
Bands, yeah.
And I have to retract my shoulders.
What colour?
Red.
Yes.
Yes.
That is the hardest or the least flexible of all of the bands.
Do you have one of those cylinder-shaped rolls you have to lie on your back on?
No.
No, she's not quite that
Is that
level.
more for lower back, would you say?
I don't
Or
know,
for
to
shoulder?
be honest.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you, Emile.
As
Check
the
him out.
person taking APP in the room,
Yes.
I can
You can confirm.
I can confirm.
Essentially, my how do you say?
Thoracic.
My thoracic part of my spine doesn't rotate very much. It stopped, kind of. I don't know why.
Right.
And then the muscles around it became quite tight because of that. And then it's made worse by writing and standing up when I'm at work. And then he was like, so it's just all of that, but you can do these exercises to help release it a bit. And I was like, sounds good.
So do you feel like your posture's changed? Are you more kind of straight back?
My posture's quite good anyway, I think. But
Yeah.
I say that I'm sat like this. I don't think it's massively my posture. I think slightly when I'm at work because I'm stood up constantly.
Where do you work?
I'm in a shop, in a card shop.
Yeah, we don't want to give away too much.
Sorry, yeah.
Too much of
In a
For Lottie's fans, we can't give her exact
sorry.
location.
I work in a card shop.
Constantly standing.
Yeah, I am.
Damn
stood up
card
there.
shops.
Oh, I know. Walking around, putting new cards out, taking old ones down. It's a nightmare. So yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
it's a fun
I
job.
never knew about that of your back. Is it quite
Well,
a recent thing, or is it?
No, it's hurt for a while, but only in the past month it's gotten quite bad, and I just kept complaining, and Mum was like, I'll book you an appointment. And I was like, thanks.
Just take any medication at all?
No, it's not that bad. It just needs to do some exercises to get
Yeah.
it.
Private or public healthcare?
That one was private,
Oh,
actually.
really? So mum pays for the health?
Mummy.
Yeah.
Because if I went NHS, do you know what I mean?
It
It's
would
not going to
take
be a
a while.
priority because
I
it's
understand.
not a serious
It's not
illness.
scoliosis.
Exactly, it's not. So they like so rightly so they should be spending their time on more important patients, but my back would still hurt. So
I understand. I understand.
Is there anyone you're currently influenced by, Lottie, online, or any icons?
Icons. I don't know. Oh, I'm obsessed with Saoirse Ronan.
Oh yeah,
the actress.
She's good.
Actually, there's quite a few actresses that I just like her, Margot.
List them all.
Right.
Go
Okay.
on.
Top few. Her, Margot Robbie. I really love Jennifer Lawrence as well. Emma Stone, Brie Larson, like those, they're all white women. Do you know what I mean? There's not much diversity in that group. They're all quite similar, but I just like them all. To be honest.
Apparently, Captain Marvel wasn't as good as people thought.
It's had mixed reviews, hasn't it? But some people have said it's amazing. I'm not a massive superhero follower, so
Yeah.
I think I would like to see it at some point, but I don't know if I'll go to the cinema to watch
I think
that
it's
one.
been more targeted towards the younger female demographic, 'cause it's like
Yeah.
someone for them to look up to.
But that's not a bad thing.
I think that's great because there's so many men.
Oh,
We've got
tell
Black
me
Widow,
about
but
it.
she hasn't got her own film. You know, it's someone they can be like, yes, Captain Marvel.
She's cool. She does the job.
She's
She's an epic
strong.
superhero.
Yeah.
I think that's good. And Brie Larson, like, proper worked out for that role. She can push
Oh,
a
yeah.
Jeep up a hill. Like,
Really?
she is strong. That's a name for me. I'd love to be that strong.
What about you, Emile? Anyone online that you think?
I'm not that much of a media fanatic. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, I look at the news, but really YouTube, anything like that, I'm not keeping up to date with. If I'm perfectly honest, I don't have time for it really.
Yeah.
He's a busy
I
boy.
mean, you know, for instance, all of last week I was in at 7:00 in the morning. I got my paper round before that. I do
gosh.
work after school 3 till 4. Then I got cleaning 4 till 6. Different activities
Yeah.
on different days after school. I just can't be bothered to keep up with it really.
Well, you started an
That's-
Instagram page recently.
I did.
And
That
I
was
see you've been posting very
exciting.
frequently. I like to see.
Well,
Free-
that was-
I haven't seen recently.
That no.
Oh, no,
that was
your
only
skiing
because
holiday was-
that was only because I was on holiday in France skiing.
Had things to post.
Of course, yeah. No, it was more of just get it out of my system, sort of thing. But actually, we were talking about food earlier and about different meals, and actually we had
Sport of Quidditch.
Lottie's just got a picture on her phone of the latest one, which
saw-
was some Quidditch goggles, but used for skiing. And she's
Quidditch
just-
goggles.
Yeah,
You
she's
do look
just
like a
looking at them
character
now.
in Harry Potter.
Thank you. What were you saying about?
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
so
interrupted.
That's ironic.
we have this thing. We go down and friends have a chalet down in Sèche Valley region of France, and each day is a different person cooking, and you can cook whatever meal you want. Yeah, it just has to be
It's
diverse.
just like the guests cooking.
No, what? It's everyone there, everyone in the house
Oh, right,
has to
okay.
cook.
You don't know everyone in the house.
Yeah,
though?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's friends. It's Julie and Steve. I won't say their last names because they're
To protect their
yeah, of course.
identities.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone has a go at cooking, and it's at the end of the week we rate each score. It's like come dine with me. It's like that,
That's a
and we
really
rate
good idea.
the scores
That's really
of 1 to
fun.
10 as to how we've
How much you enjoyed it.
how much you've enjoyed it. And I cooked a pasta and chicken dish, the sort of thing, tomato sort of sauce, and it was like a one pot sort of thing. And I think it's what I might cook in uni a couple of times because it's very nice and enjoyable.
A couple of times over the 3 years, or a couple of times a week?
Like a couple of times a week,
Constantly.
let's say. But I came second in the end.
Nice
Wow.
one.
Who
And the
came
person
first?
who won
Oh, sorry.
was the host. Actually,
course.
Julie, the host, yeah, she won because she just has so much experience.
Was this the skiing holiday I was invited on?
I did not.
When we were in the library, you were like, anyone want to come skiing?
Oh yes.
So
yeah.
that was a
Yeah,
personal
we
invite
had
for
we
me.
had a free space.
Did anyone come?
No, it was just me, my brother Fabian, my father. That was it. There was just 3 in the car.
Oh, did your mum not go?
No, she doesn't ski or do any of that sort of stuff. But usually it's my brother and his girlfriend, but his girlfriend couldn't go for some reason. And then my other brother, Xavier, we call him Zav, and his girlfriend, but they are on a ski trip with the school, so they go for free, but they can ski at the same sort of rate. But actually, with skiing, there was a lot less snow.
going on?
God. Louis is very hungry at this moment.
I don't even know
I can
what's
tell you
going
that. But yeah, they were skiing with the school, so they didn't join us. But no, there was a lot of snow. Not a lot of snow this year for global warming, I suppose.
It must be.
That is it.
Sorry.
Global weirding, anything like that.
Weirding.
That's just another term we used for it.
In geography.
Us geographers.
Us geographers. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit worrying recently. We've had really nice weather.
I know.
Yes,
a bit like,
in the middle of like
February.
February, everything like that.
A year ago, it was
Snowing.
chucking down with snow.
And yet Trump pulled out of the Paris climate agreement.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
It's
Because it's not real, guys. Come on. There's no evidence at all.
and these weird climate effects are just going to occur more frequently with more intensity.
Well, you sorry to go back to politics, but you agree with all of this, but then
What, climate change?
well, you think it's wrong, I'm presuming, from what you're saying.
What, Trump pulling out?
Well, climate change.
No, it's right. It's right. Yes.
But then that I'd say that's more of a left wing policy than it is a right wing policy. That to help that. So it's interesting that you agree with that when lots of the things you say I would presume. From
Yeah.
knowing you,
Well, I agree with the right wing more for the sort of economic side, whereas
so you just hate poor people.
Yeah,
really?
but for the well, I mean, actually, I do get not. I get quite frustrated with some people. Comment Ollie Overton sort of thing, where his parents buy him all of these new expensive pieces of jewellery, technology, etc. And with me, I mean, my parents are teachers, they don't get a huge salary, but I've worked from a young age. I was working at a garden centre for so long. I'm still doing a paper round now since I was doing it 11 years old, let's say, and I've built up, and I've got a fair amount of money in my bank account, which is just from me solely working for myself. And when I hear of Joe paying for your, I know it's medical, but paying for your gym, paying different things like that, it's just like, oh, why can't you pay for it yourself? Sort of thing.
But that's
no, I
a personal thing rather than a political thing.
No, yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying my background and where it comes from.
You think it stems
from. But coming back to the original point.
Can I just say, once I leave home, my parents won't pay for the.
Oh no, yeah,
they
sorry.
won't be like, oh, you're home, let's pay for you.
I was just putting the
example.
Example.
No,
out,
I know.
yeah.
I just felt the need to defend myself.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But I am more of the left wing when it comes to, let's say, global warming and future use of the planet.
Okay, so to vote, would you not be a Lib Dem then? That's surely the middle ground.
Well, the Lib Dems are.
What's more important, the planet or your money? Just
Well,
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
definitely. Sorry, definitely the planet. But especially with the Lib Dems and their views on marijuana coming back into the system. I don't agree with. I'm very against.
Ready to police it.
I'm very against the drugs part of it, as in the police myself at the moment, and seeing the harm that it does. Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
That's me in my life.
Well, I think we've got 4 minutes left till 3 o'clock. I think that's all time we have for today.
Wow. Okay, that's gone
We've been
quick.
recording for just under 40 minutes.
Gosh.
Hasn't felt like it at all.
No.
It's been a very good episode. I'm glad to have you guys on with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lottie.
You've been a great
thank you
co-host
both.
and on a great special guest, Lottie.
Thank you.
That's great.
Well, thank you for listening, everyone, and I'll see you in the next episode of Turner Talks. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.